for today I'm going to be doing my pantry organization. I have been dying to do this since we moved into the house. I wanted to have a cabinet pantry. We didn't have enough space to do a whole large walk-in pantry or even like a 24-inch pantry, anything like that. So this is going to be for those of you that had small spaces to work with, any type of pantry organization. Even if you have a larger space, you basically just will follow these same types of methods and tips that I'm going to give in today's video, just on a larger scale. Everything fits in ideally. I'm going to teach you what to do, how I do things in each particular step to make organizing it a lot easier, become super practical, and I am all about aesthetic, so I like to add a little bit of things that make it look pretty as well. So if you guys love organization videos as much as I do, be sure to thumbs up this video, hit that little subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I will talk to you guys all in my next one. Bye. Going to want to do before I take everything out of the pantry and I show you the remaining of the steps, the most important thing is going to be to measure. I made this mistake. I went out, I bought things that were just aesthetically pleasing, that I thought were pretty, without measuring exactly how much space I had. You want to measure, one, the width of your cabinets, as well as the height of your cabinets, the depth, and then of course how many shelves or pull-out drawers that you have in your particular space. This way you know what's going to work for you, what's not. Most importantly, we're using things that are going to be practical. If you have kids, I have some really great things to show you guys that you can use. You're going to basically make it easy to reach for them, things that have labels on them, easy to read, and they can gravitate towards things a lot easier. So I just keep this little tape measure right inside my purse. I go to the store, I have a little sticky note or sheet with all the measurements that I did for whatever space I'm going to be doing. With pantry organization, that's going to be really important. You could even go as far as writing down the things that you are looking to organize. This way you have an idea on what's going to fit, what's not. And I bring my handy dandy measuring tape. This is super simple, lightweight, if it's right in my pocketbook. This way anywhere I go when I'm ready to shop for the day for my organizing of each space, I'll just go on out, see if the baskets are going to work. I can't tell you guys, I found probably like 3 to 4 different kinds that I loved, but unfortunately once I did the measurements it wasn't going to work out. So tip number 1 is going to be to measure your space and take it to the store with you. This way you can measure all of the products that you're going to be using to reorganize. Now diving right into the actual cabinets or pantry, whatever your space entails, you're going to want to 100% empty it out. So clear all of the food items, any type of bins, organizers, whatever you previously had, you want to take it all out of there. You're also going to take some multi-purpose spray and spray it all down. This way if there's any crumbs or residue, you can have a nice, clean, fresh start. You guys can see this wasn't too bad of a mess, but it definitely needed work. I needed organization because I just didn't know where anything was. Everything was kind of pushed back in and not in the best, most purposeful bins that they could have been. Now that you have everything 100% laid out on your countertop, you are going to sort through and see what is expired or what you do not use anymore. This way you can throw that out. Another step that I did, any of the stuff that you had in, let's say, previous bins that just kind of didn't work out, you want to make sure you empty everything from the bins as well. This way you can start fresh with a whole new organization system. moving on to step number 4, that is going to be to sort things in like piles. So you want to put all of your canned goods in one area, all of your breakfast items, your cereals, sort pastas, have it all separated as you would organize it right on top of your countertop. This way it's easy to visually see exactly what you have, what sizes. And one step further that I like to do is also add a list of the bins that I have purchased or I have already that I'm going to use, and write what is going to go in exactly which item. For step number 5, I like to call it the trial and error. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is empty out any of your bags or wherever you have all of the organization things that you're going to use for this particular space out. So I'm unpackaging everything out of the bags that I have, as well as piling things that I already had purchased, and keep them all in one area. This way we know exactly what we're going to be working with. And once you know what you're going to be using for your space, you already narrowed it down to all of the items. You're going to do a little like trial and error method, where I like to place everything in the space that I'm organizing and kind of test out how I want the layout to go. So this is basically doing a sample layout. You can see what works, what doesn't, to ultimately decide what's going to be best before labeling. The next step is going to be removing all of your labels and stickers and price tags, and give it a good wash of all of these containers and bins that you're going to use. I will have everything linked down in the description bar for the items that I used for organizing today's video. I purchased at various stores such as Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Amazon. Next up is the very fun part, which I love best of all, and that is labeling. If you guys are not familiar with the Home Edit, they are so good at organizing, the organization queens, and they recently came out with a line at the Container Store with all of their labels, so you can do different wording on it. They have ones for kitchen, for pantry, for kids' rooms, whatever you need to organize, they have labels for that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Once you saw that I made that list, I know exactly what contents I'm going to put in each item. So I'm going to label it before filling it up. Look how beautiful these look. They just make it look so more unison and put together, and it's easy to visually see and read for anyone. I do recommend using like a gift card or credit card, as I am here, to avoid getting air bubbles. Next up, we're going to decant and fill. That is basically where you take any of your items from the actual packaging it came with when you purchased it at the store, and you're going to remove it. A lot of the times, this is just going to add bulk if you have boxes. As you guys can see, I removed the boxes right away from my cereals, and I keep the bags just because it wasn't fitting in my pantry with keeping it within the boxes. So if you decant everything, one, it's going to make it look a lot more unison and organized, as well as give it a clean look because everything's going to be matching. And then you could even add some really pretty scoopers, as I'm doing here. These I found at HOMEGOODS, and they're gold with marble. Just kind of add to the aesthetic, and once again, they're functional, but they also add a pleasant look to the whole pantry.
I wonder how we did forget. Some days were forever, and it's been too long. I wish that we could turn back time to all of those nights when I knew you were.
The next tip I have for you guys is actually to use a bin to store all of your back stock items. This is going to be easier because you're going to place it on one of those higher cabinets or pantry shelves that's kind of hard to reach. If you put items up there, you really can't get to it, and it becomes impossible to know what's there. But if it's in a bin, you could put it up and down to kind of check the stock of your items.
I miss when we were teenage girls and our tomboy t-shirts. When life was good and I worn out sneakers. When we were fine about the complications.
Now the final step is to see all of your hard work come to life, and that is placing everything back in its place. Now it is labeled, decanted, filled. You have all of your items that you're going to be using on the daily in your pantry. You know it's going to be functional. If you have kids, you guys see I have these pull-out drawers at the bottom. So I tried to keep all of the snacks and things like that my daughter would use. This way it's easy to grab on the lower levels. The very last shelf, I decided to do a beverage shelf just because I felt like that would be a lot easier to store any of our beverages that we need. Some of them I like to keep room temperature, and then I do keep a stock as well in the fridge depending on the time of year and the weather. Sometimes people don't tend to like fully cold beverages, so that's why I did that. Now it is time for the big reveal. You get to see the beautiful after pantry from it was before. This is an 18-inch pantry for those of you wondering, so it is not the largest space, but it definitely is very functional and it adds so much more. We use it on the daily. Now that I have it organized like this, I feel like we use it so much more and it's much easier whether we have guests that have not really been to our house frequently or me, Mike, and my daughter Mila that go in it every single day. It's easy for everyone to see exactly what's inside, easy to grab anything. I can see exactly when things are also low in stock because of these clear bins that I decided to go with. As long as you add the labels to them and things like that and go with different types of shapes and heights, as you can see, I decided to do like a high-low method on some of the drawers that were not pull-outs so I can see items that are in the back as well as closer to the front and make it a lot easier to use. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this pantry organization video. I hope it sparked some inspiration for you. That's the reason I do all of these. I definitely got things done doing it for myself, and I am so happy with the turnout that it had. So be sure to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future lifestyle, organization, cleaning videos, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Bye!